State now kind of sitting there 15th in the polls now and stuff like that. I know you guys don't try to pay attention to it, but sometimes you can't avoid it. How do you guys try to handle that, knowing that that's out there, but also focusing on testing it?
Yeah, I think with social media, you see it pop up, but it's kind of up to you if you really think about and look into it. I know that one of the things I love about our program and the players that we have, coaches, everybody, no one cares about that at all. It's great for fans and people looking in, and people who like college football, love the rankings and everything and love to see their team doing good. But as for us, we see each week is 1-0, and the only team that matters right now is Colorado State. And it's nice that everybody keeps the focus on that and nobody really looks at our ranking or anything.
Is it cool though? I mean, you are getting some national attention. I mean, you go from 3 weeks ago not even being ranked, now you're a top 15 team. I mean, I know you don't care, but to see outsiders obviously give you guys respect and think you're one of the top programs in the country, I mean, does that feel pretty good?
Yeah, it's definitely nice to be respected, but I think one of the things that's built this program and especially this team this year is kind of having that chip on our shoulder and coming in unranked and people not really thinking too much of us. Just kind of having something to prove every single day has been huge for us.
Sam, I mean, I would assume when you were getting recruited and you saw Boise State in the top 25, that was probably cool. So maybe compare that mindset to the one that you have to have now as a player where you say, you don't really care about it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's huge. It's definitely a huge tool for recruiting and everything and getting these games on TV and playing good programs. I think it helps us out with recruiting a lot, but at the same time, I mean, it puts us up there to the point where we have to protect that, and that everyone's going to give you their best shot, and so it's really important to go into the game knowing that you're not going to have anybody taking an off game against you guys. You're going to get the best shot.
After the game on Friday, Tanner said something to the effect that maybe a couple times last year that there were a couple opponents that may have been overlooked by you guys. Your thoughts on that, and how much of it, as a captain, is your responsibility to make sure that doesn't happen this year?
Yeah, I totally agree with what Tanner has said, and also kind of talking about the rankings too, because I think in years where we've slipped up, people have kind of gotten caught up in that and being like, oh, well, if we keep doing this, we'll make it to a big bowl game at the end of the year, and start thinking forward about that stuff when really the only thing that matters is this week. You can't get anywhere else unless you take care of this week. And as a captain, you got to really talk to the young guys and let them know that. I mean, if someone starts talking like that, you got to say, hey, why aren't you talking about Colorado State? This is what we're thinking of. And they're a really good opponent, and looking forward to getting prepared for them this week.
How hard is that? I mean, you mentioned social media, and you guys are college students, and people are already saying, oh, they're going to go to the Cotton Bowl and all this. I mean, how hard is that for you guys at this point in the season to block all that out?
You just got to kind of laugh and take it with a grain of salt. I mean, and none of that really matters right now at all. Like I said, it's just you just have to really be mentally focused and not let all the outside chatter kind of get to you at all. Try and resist it as much as you can.
With the Fiesta Bowl team coming back, excited to I think half the team's going to be back. What's that going to be like having those guys back? And I think they're going to lead you in the Bronco walk and stuff.
Yeah, it's just going to be huge to really get to play in front of the guys who have built this program. And I mean, everybody who has built this facility that we're in, all the stadium expansions, the new grass field, all that stuff that's came while I've been here is all from guys like that. And so to play in front of them and really honor them, it'll be really cool.
Sam, did you watch that first Fiesta Bowl game, and just kind of tell me about what you remember about the first time you saw it?
Yeah, actually, I remember going on iTunes and purchasing the highlights of that game. So the only video that I had on my little iPod when I was that age was the Boise State, Oklahoma highlights. So I would watch that all the time. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. At the start, you just kind of see it as, oh, the hook and ladder and the Statue of Liberty. That's awesome. But there were so many little individual plays and different efforts in there that made that game so special. And definitely being in the program, it's something that you got to feel proud about. The legacy that was started through that game. I mean, it was pretty cool what those guys accomplished. But yeah, definitely have seen it a few times.
Did you know much about Boise State before that, or was that maybe your first real kind of experience seeing them play?
Not really. I definitely didn't know too much about Boise State until that game. Definitely put them on the map for me personally a lot.
Any influences from that time that really stand out that yeah, I can do this, from the Boise State teams of the mid 2000s?
Yeah, I think it just gives you hope, and it kind of creates the culture that we have here now. Is no matter what people say about you, no matter what you are when you come into the program, you have the opportunity to take what you want from it, and I think that's huge what that team did. No one really saw them as being that good, and they came out and proved it every week, got to an undefeated season, and knocked off a really good Oklahoma team in the Fiesta Bowl, which means history.
How many times do you think you've watched that game?
I don't even know. It's been a few times. I mean, seeing those individual clips, I've seen those a lot.
How big of a deal is it when you walk in and see the trophies over there? And I know obviously you're a part of one of them, but the two that came before you and stuff, kind of to help you get the third one. What the standard that's been set here, like you talked about? I mean, what's it like every day walking in and seeing those trophies over there, and how does that motivate you guys?
It definitely gives us motivation that you can kind of accomplish what you make out of your opportunity, and it's huge getting to see that, and then even the other the SB stuff, just knowing that you have an opportunity to do something great here is really cool, and it reinforces that a lot, and just kind of gives you a chip on your shoulder. You got to come in and work hard every day.
I know looking back to New Mexico real quick, you guys obviously, you played them here last year. You had some short fields that made it tougher against you, but also you had a lot of long plays. In that game Friday, they only really had one against you guys. What was the difference this year for you?
I think it's all in the preparation. I mean, the coaches did an incredible job letting us know, seeing what would happen if we did get our keys wrong. And just everyone playing assignment sound football was huge. Everyone kind of came in with the same goal, respecting our opponent, knowing that, they can bust a big play. So it's imperative that we do our individual job so that the whole team can accomplish the mission.
Colorado State might be without Colin Hill. They might go back to Nick Stevens this Saturday. Anything from the passing side or maybe the rushing side that we got to watch out for that?
We still have a lot more film study to do. This is really the first day of the week to study their film, but you can expect the best out of those players. They're extremely well coached. They always play hard, and so we're going to get their best shot, and their run game's going to be really good.
I know you don't go against them in games, but you go against them every day in practice. How would you assess the job your offensive line has done? How would you describe that year?
It's incredible. I mean, I don't know exactly how many sacks that they've given up this year, but it's not very many for not very many. And so just watching that has been incredible. And, it's so much fun getting to go against them because they are so sound in what they do. And it helps us be able to make plays when we go up against another team that doesn't necessarily see our schemes, all that, because, we'll try and run one of our blitzes on our offensive line and they'll scope it out and shut it down, and we can't really communicate because if they hear what we're saying, they're like, oh, pressure's coming from the field, watch out, Tanner's coming off the edge, they kind of have everything dialed down. But I think it's been great for both of us because, I think we make them better in our team periods, and they definitely make us better.
Those jerks. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Saying, you had 2.5 tackles for loss again the other night. How you talk about sacks and losses and all that stuff. How impactful are those plays and important for those types of plays for you guys to pick up?
I mean, anytime you can get them into negative yards, it stalls their offense and kind of puts them on their heels a little bit. So we definitely push for that as much as we can, and it's fun to have everybody fighting to make those plays. It just kind of raises the stakes a little bit and makes it more fun.
And then, just talking about the triple option, how big of a hurdle was that for you guys, and on your quest to, kind of be that dominant defense or whatnot? How much confidence does it get you that you guys, got through that game?
Yeah, just from what they did last year and even the year before, how many touchdowns they put up and just overall yards was huge for just a test to see what this team could accomplish. And, we had a hiccup in the first quarter that we've seen before, and it was really big of our team. Shows how mature people were to kind of fix it and get out and get ready to go for the next drive. And